Alright, more progress, yo. It was today, now a wizard. I went into Blender, I made this little guy. I can customize any of his colors whenever I want. I can't do that in Unreal yet, but you can tell I'm tired from my voice. I was trying to make his wizard hat be like crooked and stuff, but it's kind of tough to do, so I might have to I'll have to redo him at some point, but yeah, but he can animate. He's got some basic little animation states. We'll see real quick. Yeah. I'll make another player join too. One sec. I re-added the death sound as well. Or the spawn sound when the game starts, just to give you a little bit of feedback when you're actually in the game. Oh, I need to add sounds and stuff too to these animations now. Okay. Oh, to two people, team one, domination. So this is what the animations look like. Alright, here, I'll show you this. Literally just turn that off. That's why I want it to just be enabled permanently, but not, oh my fucking god. Holy light. I need to fix the modulator. Okay. I'll do that in a sec. We'll do this. So this is what the animations look like. They're okay. They're not great, but little jump and landing animation. Something like that. I can speed them up and make them better too. But oh yeah, I need to make it so you can actually look up and down. Can't do that yet, but I'll do that soon. That'll add a lot. Because once you see people bending and whatnot, and yeah, that'll be nice. Ooh, I also need to make it so you can dodge spells like that, maybe. Or maybe I only do it a little. Maybe I only do that, I'm not sure. This guy's here. Oh, there's also a death animation, so... Okay, well, we can't hear shit now. Fireball. Never mind, it missed. Deafness. Looked like it was aimbotting or something. That was crazy, what the hell? Okay. We'll do... I guess he'll do it. So, lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. So he falls, lands on the ground. Dead. I'll fix it so that he's a little lower. It's not bad, but I'll make it better. And then, oh, I also need to turn off collisions because they shouldn't be able to collide right now. I thought I already turned that off, but I think I only did part of it. I don't remember, but that's that. Not a whole lot, just took a long freaking time. Well, it didn't take long making it, but I had to fix root motion again and watch my old videos and stuff just to figure out how to do it because it's difficult. So, as usual, you have to set the movement mode to be flying. And it turns out that it's a lot harder actually to use a first-person character than it is to just have a default character from scratch. Because I was wondering why the hell this isn't working. Well, it turns out that there are two meshes for some freaking reason. You can't see here, but two meshes in the first-person character, and they're both required because you can only see in game the regular mesh, or sorry, the first-person mesh. You can't see this guy. So, but you also can't do root motion and animate this guy. So your choice: either only see this guy but not be able to move him around, or have both and be able to animate them. I'd rather it just be one mesh. I think in the C++, somehow it's set so this guy is immovable and this guy is invisible. Even if you go to hidden or visible, he's visible, so it looks like he should be. But if you delete this guy, you can't see him in the game. So basically the final answer, like I was testing, I thought it was gonna be movability or something because I put the same animation on my cruncher spell, and that character moves totally fine. So like, what the hell is it? It's got to be a setting in here. I redid the animations. I did a bunch of tests. Finally, I just put both characters back in here, and it finally worked. He finally rotated properly. Because at first he would like go back like he's dying, but then he wouldn't actually rotate, and it was all because of that. So now it's fixed by having 2 meshes instead of just 1, which is annoying, but whatever for now. And then you also have to set him to be flying in order for the root to rotate, because I'm not completely sure. Like, he's not. I think the point is, if I picture a post into the ground underneath you in the capsule, if I rotate you, then Unreal is looking to see if that bottom edge is touching the ground. But if I rotate you, now the bottom edge, the bottom face, not the side, ignore the side, the bottom face is no longer touching the ground. The game thinks you're flying. So even though you're rotating properly at the base and not about your center, your hips, even though you're rotating properly like this, it still thinks you're flying. And it won't let you rotate or raise up and down via animations unless you set your movement mode to be flying. So that fixed the rotation mode. Then there was an issue about the animation montage I was doing. I was doing a montage where you just play an animation one time and then it's done. And I was playing it, but for some reason, everything was cool from the server. But from the client looking at the server, that's where stuff always goes wrong. The server guy would just fall backwards, but his arms wouldn't go up. So somehow the animation was blending, even though the animation or the animation montage doesn't have any blending settings on. So somehow it was blending with stuff. The final solution was to create 2 different animation states, 2 different state machines, and I blend by bool. So I set a bool in the character whenever he's dead, and it's just a bool that tells the animontage whether we're dead is dead animation. We shouldn't move, or we shouldn't be animating. And all we do is every tick, basically, or however often the animation refreshes, we check, are we dead? If we're not, do our regular ass animation stuff. This is fine, simple, regular stuff. We got if you jump, when you jump, you can only go to falling after. So you jump and then you start falling, and once you stop falling, you land, and once the landing animation is done, then you go back to idle and some other stuff like that. Just moving between them all. I had to relearn how to do that again, but most of it's pretty simple. So when we are dead, instead, I tried doing a blank thing here, but instead that blends the animation montage with the T-pose, the default. Because if I take these off, well, guess what? You T-pose. So I instead had to create a separate state machine, and instead of doing any animontages, I had to go in here and make sure that I was, I think you have to go back to here. Root. Oh, you have to go root. That's what it is. It's root motion. You go into root motion and you say, hey, allow everything to do root motion. What does this say? Network not suitable for network multiplayer setups. Well, too bad, bucko. Too bad. Because there's root motion when you're actually rotating like that, and I'm rotating the character's capsule because I need to. So, root motion is not really important for a game like this, but could be. It's used in Dark Souls, but that's single player, so it's not a big deal. And the players don't really have root motion. But actually, that's not true. But yeah, so instead of doing an animation montage, we just do one regular death animation here, and we simply play it non-looping when you're dead, and then you stay in that state. So you go into you go into the dead state, and then you stay here because you're dead. But because it's non-looping, you're not re-executing the same animation. So now it actually works. And when you kill a guy, he stays dead. And when you respawn, we set the movement mode back to not flying, back to walking. So you fall back to the ground. Otherwise, you would stay floating when you spawn because you spawn in the air. Because it's like coming out of a portal, something like that. And then, we set you to no longer be dead. So that's it. But I need to fix a couple things. I'm gonna not save this because this is just me testing shit and moving things around. I gotta test two things or fix two things. One, I have to delete that modulator on the Holy Light spell because it just sounds bad. If you use a modulator on it, it should be the same pitch. It always sounds good. And the other thing is I need to make sure invisibility will work with the wizard because invisibility is the one spell where the wizard's materials change, and I'm gonna need to update the materials that are for the new wizard, the new character. Instead of having 2 materials, he has like fucking 15. So I'm going to have to either figure out a way of combining them, or I'm gonna have to individually put an opacity slider in each one of them. Because the invisibility works by decreasing the opacity over time. And right now, their materials don't have that. So I'm going to have to get more fluent in materials tomorrow. But the thing for tomorrow, I've been working on that since like basically all day. So it took like a couple hours off, but that was probably 10 hours today. So more work tomorrow.